Next, we will have the introduction for the Ultima Award winner, done by Mr. Rahul.
I think probably we are a little ahead of the setting award. Prior to that, I would request Dr. Srimati to give a guest of honor speech. Some of them are here, some of them are not available. And we would like to recognize their contribution in the field.
When we were pondering as to how this meeting should be, we decided that we should trace down the history of pediatric cardiology and cardiac surgery in our own country to realize that there were so many things that would happen in our country which is different from others, but which has got not reflected in any of the documents. That is because of our difficulties. We thought that this website will be an alternative, initial alternative, or the beginning of a new era, where thoughts, ideas can be exchanged across in this website. So when we decided on that, we pondered on who are the people who we should call. The pioneers of pediatric cardiology, cardiac surgery, the cardiologists, adult cardiologists and adult cardiac surgeons. There is something funny here. When cardiology started, it started as pediatric cardiology. When cardiac surgery started, it started as pediatric cardiac surgery. The VSD closures, the tetralogies that were operated, the famous galactosic shunt, all that was for pediatrics. Then came the discovery of coronary artery surgery in the valves. And then came the difference between the adults and the pediatricians. And today they are separate specialties in their own right. So the contributions made by the older generation of cardiologists to pediatric cardiology is also considerable. Not only in this country but also the rest of the world. You heard a glimpse of the difficulties that have been there when cardiology and cardiac surgery began. Now, I would like to say a few words about each pioneer, each distinguished professor here, just to put across to you that there are people amongst us with great sense of values. I shall start with Professor Tambaya, although he does not belong to this specialty, and never all the students will remember his summer class. That is how clinicians started life. To this day, he keeps up his discipline, his standards and his values. Who else can be a better inspiration to the youngsters than he? She was into research, which is very, very rare among surgeons. They don't have time for research. They have only time for doing more and more number of cases. She has proved her worth. She has acquired doctorates in many of the subjects. And the Burns unit that she started is the standing example of what she strived for and what she has gained. To this day she is active. The youngsters, who else can inspire more than she has done? All the distinguished professors I'm talking about had one thing in common: that was patient care. All of them strive for patient care, and on top of it, gained all what I am trying to tell you. Professor Chinnaswamy, a urologist of merit. I call him a urologist of merit for definite reasons. He took the baton forwards. In this relay, he won the game. Dr. Lakshmikantan. Professor Vasudevan used to tell me that at the present Institute of Cardiology, every brick is known to Dr. Lakshmikantan. So much of effort he put into his progress. And he was there to pick out intelligent students and give them encouragement. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You have before us Dr. Aragesan, Dr. Thirumalai, Dr. Vaidyanathan, and others. There is something about being a distinguished professor. I went through the dictionary to find out what meant by being distinguished. It showed that they were different from others by accomplishing something. Many of the people to whom I met said, "What have I gained that you are trying to focus me? I have done nothing." That is what Dr. Thannikathiram said. Everyone said. That set me thinking, why did I pick up all of them? Yes, we picked them up for definite reasons. We picked them up only because they have achieved in life. Not only concrete things like the discovery of so and so and so or so and so and so. It was the carrying forward of human values. Gift of echocardiography was from Edler. Edler and Hertz were the two people. It was said Edler was from Sweden. Echocardiography was given to the world with love from Sweden, and Edler was known as the father of echocardiography. Hertz was a physicist, and he worked along with them. And in 1963, it came into the open. Not many people took it up. In 1978, Dr. Aragesan, under the tutelage of Professor Lakshmikantan, started it. And today he is one of the authorities in the field. Dr. Thirumalai, particularly good in interventional cardiology. His work, his output is known to his colleagues. Might not be known to the whole world. The object here is to point out to the world that there are amongst us. Don't look for Sushruta. Don't look for Bala. Don't look for them. Try to achieve something which each one have already shown you. They are just clinical correlation. As Professor Thambayar used to say, you can get many investigations done. But what is most important is your capacity. He proved that he was a better clinician than many and treated so many people. So that is done and tries to guard it. Professor Parimelaran went to United on pediatric cardiac surgery, but also on coronary surgery. And he went to any private hospital. He decided to do his best in the circumstances in the government general hospital. And he achieved it during his tenure as the head of the department. Dr. Vijay Shankar, but I do speak about him objectively. He is one of the few surgeons. He will sit for hours with the patient, hoping that he could do something for them. And in aneurysm surgery, it is sheerly because of his diligence and his sincerity. The youngsters, don't look for pioneers in books. Just try to see what your seniors have done. A physician who can apply himself so much to research, encouraged by Dr. Jagadeeshan, who himself is, and every research program, but there he is amongst us, just like any of us. But the youngsters should not stop going to classes and clinical studies. Should try to that we can be like them. There are so many to inspire them and they do not know where such things can be projected. Anybody who knows a pioneer, I am giving only a glimpse of them. They may not know. There could be people who would project them. Dr. Vaidyanathan, he was one of those Hippocratic oaths. As far as I know, Hippocratic oath emphasizes two things. Take care of your patients. This is a lesson that the youngsters have to learn. And Dr. Vaidyanathan, in spite of being away just to be with us, this moment is very precious to us. His father, he induced in his son the desire to do thoracic surgery. And today, he is one of the authorities. What made him do that? He was inspired by his father. He tried to do more and more. Taught him skill. He learned more, and he is today what he is today. This should be so intense that it should carry you on forwards to manage it. Tremendously well, managing such a huge institution on his own feet. Incidentally, he happens to be the nephew of Dr. Jagadeeshan. I think genes can carry on like that. I had prepared for all the professors and the pioneers that we value them less. They couldn't come due to some reason or the other. But the fact remains that there are people among them whom we should never forget. And that is Dr. Venkateswaran. He had a department of plastic surgery. He is well known as one of the best surgeons in the country. But if you pause to think of what went behind all this. His hard work to find a solution for making coronary artery surgery simple to be available to the majority of the population in the country. The method, the technique that he used. Today it stands in good stead. There are so many trainees who have gone under him. They have learned from him. So there are certain aspects of people who have been on the limelight, which is very endearing and which can carry in a great way. Dr. K.M. Cherian, extremely dexterous with his fingers and the way he does surgery. He made poetry out of surgery. He may have reached the limelight due to various reasons, but his core quality has been this. If all these informations about all these people could reach the majority of the youngsters who wish to take up different specialities for different reasons. We ourselves have plenty, and our website is the way to show that they exist. This is a call for those of the audience who feel that they can talk about anyone whom they wanted could easily contribute. Let it not be too long, just 3 sentences or 4 sentences. Short sentences make a greater mark than long essays. And Dr. Subramanian, he qualifies for this mainly because I forgot him. Without my telling him anything, he just came and said, see what I have done. I have come here in spite of your not calling me because I love cardiology. That is it. That is what that makes a cardiologist a cardiologist. So I have quickly gone through, I hope, the pioneers. Dr. Chokkalingam is a great teacher and very known to everyone. So whatever I am trying to tell you, I have only touched the bit. The rest of this is all for all of us.
Now the website inauguration will be done by Dr. Suresh Rao.
அங்கே போடுறேன் சார், அங்கே போடுங்க.
Allow me to introduce Dr. Suresh Rao to the audience. Dr. Suresh Rao is one of our best pediatric cardiac surgeons today. While we talked about the elders, we have to talk about those who are active now, and he is one of the best amongst us. He has been with Dr. K.M. Chelian. He went to Amartamai Hospital, and he has been invited to join in Bombay at Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital. And he is the director there, and he has many surgical techniques to his credit. So he is one of the surgeons of the present day who could inspire the youngsters.
Thank you, Dr. Srimati. It's indeed a great privilege and honor to be speaking at this occasion before such a distinguished audience. All that I can say is pediatric cardiac surgery today has come of age, and we are indeed firing from the shoulders of our teachers and our predecessors. And particularly in my case, I think I owe a lot to my mentor, Dr. K.M. Chelian, who in fact laid the foundations of the technique, the thought process and all that.